r/ask Reddit. Europeans who visited the US. What made you go WTF? Everyone wanted me to have a great day. Duck them. You can have a crappy day if you want. Yeah, don't let those day fascists have any satisfaction. The day is yours to duck up if you damn well please. Free refills, my friend. Free refills. I don't want to live in a world without free refills. But for real, fountain drink syrup is bought from suppliers at dirt cheap prices, so even if you spend $2 for the drink and refill it like 3 times, the store is still coming out on top at it. To all of you telling me the number is much higher, you're completely correct. I was just illustrating what a normal person might do, lol. To get near to hurting the restaurant's margin, you'd probably have to refill it an absurd amount of times. Depending on the restaurant, it could be 20 plus, or 40 plus, or whatever. That's why you bring 4 extra 2-gallon water bottles with you. The ads in between TV shows felt unnecessarily long, and also repeated the same info, just worded differently. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Raccoons stealing our bread overnight while camping. The box was closed and we put weights on it, yet these clever little trash pandas found a way in and out. Never underestimate the thievery capabilities of animals born with natural bank robber masks. Thanks for the silver, fellow Redditor. They are forever undercover. Tax not included in the price tag. It's weird. It is weird. Yeah, what's the deal with that? Perfect strangers asking me how I am doing. Well, how are you doing? I'm fine, thank you. Enjoying my day off and watching Roland Garros. Oh, I'm not supposed to answer. You're just asking to be polite. Roadside billboards scattered along the interstates in the south. Billboard 1, Jesus. Billboard 2, porn and booze. Next exit billboard 3, guns, guns, guns. Yep, driving down the interstate near where I live, you can see billboards that go, strippers be washed in the blood of Jesus, adult toys. Next exit for the wages of sin is death, strippers edit. It's Georgia. I live in Los Angeles. Our billboards are like LA's largest recreational marijuana dispensary. Next exit something in Spanish, porn shop and bail bonds, something written in Mandarin Chinese that I can't read. The size of everything. Still shocks me that driving from NYC to Cleveland, takes twice as much time as a trip across my country. Airport security is also overwhelming and extremely boring. I had a Swiss colleague who came to US for a 4-day visit. He thought he was going to drive from NYC to LA in a day. Bless his heart. I think a reason I was able to process the size of the US was the fact that I'm from China. So like, basically the size of the US. I wonder how Russians look upon the rest of the world. The political ads where they just smear the duck out of the opposition. That other bloke. He touches kids and pisses on toilet seats. This ad is brought to you by the other politician. Blew my mind when I saw those. Yep, it just makes it look like everyone running for office is the scum of the earth and deserves to die. It's really a shitty way to try to win votes. So I'm voting to keep the pedo with a mass murderer out of office? Okay. Portion sizes, vehicle sizes, road sizes, house sizes. My co-worker from Germany saw a pic of my house and asked how many families live there. There are always new McMansions being built near me, and every time I drive past one, I have to ask out loud if a family of 12 is moving in. Some are outrageously huge. The funny thing is that they all seem to have teeny tiny yards, gardens. There's a big uproar in my town when an older house gets bought and the builder knocks it down, only to put 2 or more large monstrosity houses on the property that used to hold one house. I gotta say, hearing the extreme stereotypical accents that you only hear on comedy shows, e.g., Jewish mother, unintelligible southerner, etc. American here. I just got back from a trip to Ireland. It's amazing. We're both speaking English, but it's 2 entirely different languages. I'm from Ireland and people from Ireland don't have a clue what I'm saying. I live in Sweden now and I just don't bother talking. The fact that we have never thought of a concept like Sonic, the drive-in place, blew my mind. On the first day of our US road trip, we stopped for lunch at a roadside restaurant south of San Francisco. When we tried to pay, the waiter told us that another customer that just had left paid for our meals and wished us a nice trip. WTF. Who does that? So nice. Totally made my day and honestly the whole vacation. There was this one Starbucks line I was in. One person paid for the next person's drink. The next person that got the free drink paid for the next one and so on. It ended up being like 130 person chain until someone ended it. Sometimes in a long drive-through I will start to worry that I've entered a chain. Don't want to be that guy, but I'm also not paying $12.38 when I have exactly $1.17 in coins from my ashtray and a 6-year-old gift card. Portion sizes. The number and length of ads in TV shows. It's crazy disruptive. Those people eat like they have free healthcare. Duck, I can't believe you've done this. I was going to count the number of American flags I saw on my 2 weeks in Florida. I gave up on the ride from Miami Airport to South Beach. I was in New York for a little less than a week. It was my first, and so far only time in the USA. Since there's a stereotype about Americans religiously loving their flag, I thought it would be fun to count every American flag I saw. I gave up at 400. Advertisements every few minutes on TV. I live in America, and even I don't understand why people watch TV. Netflix doesn't give you ads and is way cheaper. Open bracket. Plus, even if it's not on Netflix, there's always those probably illegal Russian websites that upload the episodes like a week later. LA. The amount of homeless people straight up walking past an elderly woman living on the streets to get to the 7-Eleven. Just one? The rich part of town. Honestly, Walmart. Went there to buy a SIM card and some groceries. Also found out that I could also buy pet fish, car parts and shoes, all in one building. Also, while in the queue to the checkout, we were next up and they just decided to close the lane. We had to requeue somewhere else. I hate going to Walmart. I never go there by choice. But no matter how prepared I think I am, once a year I need a rain fly, an automotive bulb, 35mm film, marshmallows, corn on the cob, sunblock, spray paint and rope like all in the same trip. And I'll of course be in the rural USA if I were to buy everything separately. Each store would be 14 miles apart. Mandatory breaks are a huge deal out here. And yeah, they'll interrupt your service or a line of people in order to ensure that an employee takes their break. I've been in sales sometimes and had to let my commission go to someone else because my break time was approaching. It's illegal to deny people breaks, and some companies are more anal about it than others, and sometimes it's just the end of their shift, and it's super illegal to not pay overtime. So instead of allowing overtime, they rush employees out the door no matter what they are doing. Answering for someone else. Open bracket. I'm American answering for a German. Ice machines in hotels. They couldn't understand why the hotels had so many ice machines and why there are signs for them. I couldn't stop laughing about it and honestly have no idea why we love ice so much. He also asked what people had in the big plastic cups. I said pop soda. He laughed and said they look like they're 1.5 liters. There is no way they are drinking soda. Silly friend. Yes they are. I sat here longer than I like to admit trying to figure out how Americans go about answering for someone else to the point it would get a WTF reaction. Edit. For those confused by my confusion, the parenthetical statement on the first line was added after my comment. I thought the gap in bathroom stall doors were a myth. Didn't get privacy for my 5-day stay. How do you shit when someone can look you in the eye? The gap under the bathroom door? That's the special entry for clowns. How do you shit when someone can look you in the eye? With pride. I ate a blue Slurpee ice drink thing in a theme park and 3 hours later, I kid you not, I did a vibrantly blue shit. No food in Europe has ever contained an ingredient that made my shit come out blue. That made me go WTF. I was WTFing so hard that 11 years later I still remember that blue shit. Thanks America. Fond memories. Edit. I have master's degree in philosophy. I've seen and done some epic stuff in my world travels. And my most upvoted comment ever is about a blue shit I once took. FML. This universe is absurd. I'm going to bed now. You're supposed to have a red and a white one as well so you have the patriotic shits. Edit. First gold. Thank you a stranger. You can actually go to the ATM without leaving your car. Line for the drive-thru is longer than in the coffee shop itself. Drive-thru. In the US, a drive-thru is when you shoot at some people while driving by them in your car. Also, I hate drive-thrus here. It's almost always faster just to park and go inside. I've been in places where the line at the drive-thru is out to the street, but there's not one person in line inside. LOL. Drive-thru. Drive-bys are only available in Compton. Portion sizes and adverts for drugs would be the big two. All the other differences would be either stuff you don't experience on holiday or within the kind of differences you'd expect from another country. But the meals were just unbelievably massive. And having people hawk serious medication to you through the TV was very jarring. Oh, and the number and duration of ad breaks as well. One night me and my dad were in some small town on our way to somewhere else. Decided to watch Silence of the Lambs on TV. The ad breaks towards the end were insane. Completely ruined the film. They managed to put one in the middle of the ducking finale. Remember the bit where Clarice finds the well, and then the lights go out? That's where they put an ad break. Duck me sideways. This is why none of us watch TV anymore and rely on streaming platforms. I can't stand the ads either. Plus they edit movies to make them more appropriate for TV, which ruins the film. Try watch The Departed on generic cable station TBS. It's criminal. I am sick and tired of these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. Portion sizes, extreme air conditioning. Like fridge temperature inside. Advertisement. Seems to be everywhere possible. Ads on how much you can sue people. Honestly. WTF. Extreme patriotism. Stars and stripes on every item you can think of. Homeless people. Especially in San Francisco. I agree on everything except air conditioning. If I want my nipples to be hard as soon as I walk in the door, then by God they will be hard. Duck yeah. I get in the car, I wanna see my breath. I saw an advert on TV for some prescription meds, then the presenter started listing off all the side effects, including death. Jaywalking and the lack of pavement sidewalk on many roads. I found it so hard to just get from one place to another. From what I understand, the private car industry lobbied to stop most public transit outside of major cities. Worse, they bought them and dismantled them. The one thing I wasn't expecting from the US is how polite 99% of the people I met were. Lots of thanks, good wishes and very friendly people. I visited New York City several times in the period 2009 to 2014. Positive WTF. Giant buildings with sometimes stunning architecture. Woolworth Building. 40 Wall Street. Chrysler Building. etc. Already impressive on pics but overwhelming when literally towering above you in real life. Negative WTF. Some employees are that star. Man, I don't expect you to smile and be all sunshine, but screaming with all your might at some passengers while your head turns red with saliva dripping out of your mouth might be a bit much. The NYC Newarks are the worst in the nation. As someone from there, I think it's a combination of volume of travelers, rude culture, and being the place attacked in 9/11 and the reason for that SAR to exist in the first place. Not justifying it, just explaining why I think they all behave like jerks. The amount of homeless and or crazy persons who would yell at people. Portion sizes and free refills. Listed prices are without the tax added. How car-centric even the cities are. How many commercials you have on TV. Semi-funny story. When I used to skateboard as a teenager, I would often use the bus a lot to go to scatter parks. Keep in mind, buses in Southern California, and most of the United States, are used by the lower class. Poor people. One specific trip, I remember a European family get on the bus, obviously on vacation for Disneyland. I live in Anaheim. The sheer shock seen on their faces realizing that buses are not used by everyone was hilarious. How car-centric even the cities are. My European friends are always going off about how they can just take public transport or bike to wherever they're going. There literally is not a public transport option to my office that wouldn't take me triple the time to get there that it would driving. And it costs more than gas plus bridge toll plus parking. How low down the toilets are compared to here in the UK. Went to sit on one. Dropped as I thought I'd missed the darn thing, then felt like I'd broken my ass on impact. It's like missing the bottom step of the stairs. But even worse. Edit. Holy moly, my inbox. Thank you for the silver kind Anon. First silver and it's all about breaking my ass. D. Whoa. You made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.